Okay, so let's just jump into Suspiria. So, bro, what did we watch?
It took a while to actually figure out what we were watching, but it was a movie about a witch coven.
Yes, it was a movie about a witch coven that was built on the background of a ballet school.
And
in
it was
Germany.
like a murder mystery thing, too. Like, how did these people die kind of thing.
Yeah, so this movie was about an hour and a half. I would say it was about an hour too long. What do you think?
Probably. They could have explained most of that, and there were very, very long shots that really meant nothing.
Yes. More of Dario Argento's long shots to fill up screen time.
That being said, this was still better than
Tenebrae?
Tenebrae. Yeah. I did like it better.
Yeah, I agree. That being said, the movie sadly still had basically no plot. It's almost
very basic.
But you know what? I feel like something that could have been told well in a 45-minute episode of The Twilight Zone.
Yeah, absolutely.
And not an hour and a half movie. There really wasn't enough plot there.
And then there was Buddy who explained the whole plot, which had never been seen in the movie before.
Oh,
and just all of a sudden was there and didn't really explain why he was there. He was just there to explain something to her. And then he had a buddy who was more of an expert, and he's like, "Oh, hey, talk to this guy," and that guy told her the exact same thing that the other guy had just told her. And when she was talking to him, she was like, "Oh, yes, no, I heard about that. Like 2 minutes ago when your friend told me." Like,
so yeah, basically about the halfway point, our lead protagonist.
Was it halfway? No, it was like probably an hour. It was like
an hour
closer to the end.
Okay, at some point in the movie,
she found that out, and then she went back, and then she decided to wander the school when she was the only one there.
Yeah,
she's the only one who didn't get a ticket.
Okay, yeah. So at some point in the movie, our protagonist randomly goes to was it a park or outside a museum or something, or possibly a sitting area outside the university. It was a little confusing, but she randomly goes to the spot and meets a character we've never seen before. We have no idea who they are. We don't know her relationship to this character. She's just randomly having a discussion with a complete stranger, played by a young Udo Kier. Yeah, and then basically he explains everything she needs to know about the witch coven and what's going on. And then he leaves, and then I guess his associate comes to sit down with her and basically spiels off the exact same stuff again. But now, as you said before, she acts like she has all that knowledge because the young Udo Kier just told her all of this 2 minutes ago. So basically, we're essentially doing the same scene back to back with two different characters, and we're hoping the audience is dumb enough not to notice.
Well, we did. Yeah. Definitely wasn't a good film, but it was better than Tenebrae.
It was entertaining when it wasn't dragging its heels.
Yes, I can agree.
And once it knew what it wanted to be and how to get there, then it finally started moving.
So
like that first 45 minutes of the film, it's like you start out with a murder, and then it's like it never happened, and it's about this ballet school and how this American girl is trying to fit into the ballet school, and how everyone in the ballet school is a jerk for the sake of being a jerk, but then again, not really, haha. So I'm like, did they have no character archetype for any of the characters? Minus that one girl who was nice to her who later died?
About her, was she not also the one who died at the beginning?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because remember they were like, only one person died when two people died.
Oh, yes, that was another thing.
And later, that same girl said that person who died was her friend or someone.
No, it was a different actress.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Then again, I thought that the blonde was the main brunette the whole time because they didn't really explain it that well when they did their scene cuts.
Yeah, no.
I was like, wait a minute, didn't you just die 2 seconds ago?
Yeah, that's another thing too. The murder at the beginning of the film, there are actually two people who die, But when the cops show up, they're discussing how only one student has died.
Which led me to believe that the one got resurrected.
Which led me to believe they were covering something up.
Right.
Yeah,
Either way.
That's what I believed. I'm like, this is one of two things. Either they're trying to cover something up to the police, or the people who made this film are incompetent and can't count. I don't actually know which one it is.
It could be both.
It could be both. And then, so yeah, we basically go through the movie for a good chunk of the movie without a murder.
Oh yeah,
And then,
yeah, that was a while.
Yeah, because as I said, we literally just focus on the ballet school, and then all of a sudden, randomly, about 45 minutes or so into the movie, they decide to kill the blind guy.
Yeah, with his own dog.
With his own dog, indicating that the witch have powers of persuasion that can control animals and people. But yeah, so there's this blind character who briefly appears in the film.
Yeah.
That they try to say his dog attacked this little boy
Who was definitely evil.
And that's not even remotely what happened.
Well, I still think the dog probably bit him because.
Oh
he's
no,
evil
I
and
know, but
sense
like,
evil.
yeah, but I think the boy provoked him. It's not like,
probably.
Yeah, not like the dog actually attacked the boy.
My dog would never attack anyone.
No,
The boy did something wrong.
and he was right. The boy did do something wrong.
Yeah, he did.
But then the evil German headmistress kicks him out.
Yeah.
Throws the blind guy, who's the piano teacher, out of the school.
Takes his stuff and throws it across the room, like, it's rude.
Yeah, I know. They're horrible to him. But later we see his own dog kill him, so... Yay, I guess? I don't know.
He's dead.
I didn't know how to feel about that. Like,
I felt bad.
I felt
like,
bad
he
for him,
did
but the
nothing
character
wrong.
was... I know.
But he was
They're hurting
also
an innocent person.
Not important.
Oh yeah,
to
he
the
was
plot at
he was
all.
barely in the movie.
He played piano for like 2 minutes. And
he
then
was
got
just
yelled at.
there to establish that he was cannon fodder.
Yes.
And throughout this entire movie, my brother and I were discussing. We don't know because we didn't check it up, but we swear that the blind guy and the mangled manservant
Butler
Butler or whoever he was were the same actor.
I swear.
Just in different clothing. And then the guy had to wear prosthetics and a bad wig and false teeth.
Yeah.
But we swear it's the same actor.
It looks very similar. They're both like...
I wouldn't be surprised if it is.
Yeah.
Because we also never, ever hear the mangled manservant ever speak.
That's true.
So when he's the blind guy, he's acting normally and has the sunglasses on. And when they need him to play the role of the manservant, takes the sunglasses off, puts the prosthetics on his face, puts the bad wig in, puts the bad false teeth in his mouth.
We don't have the best two people.
And then doesn't
play both
speak.
parts.
No, it wouldn't surprise me if it was. It was that. It's like, we're going to have you do 2 parts, and we're hoping nobody can tell.
Well, perhaps we were able to figure it out if we are correct.
Yeah, I know. We could be totally wrong, and those 2 guys just look a lot alike. For all we know, they could also be brothers or cousins. It's Italy. Who knows how this works?
Well, that's fair. Wait, are we brothers or cousins? I forget.
I don't know. It's all the same in Italian land. It's about to say the W word, but I don't want to get demonetized.
But technically, aren't you allowed to use that?
Yeah, but technically, YouTube can't discern that, so no.
I mean, if they want like an ancestry tree, you could provide that to them.
I know.
It's okay.
But I just don't want to risk it.
That's fair.
So no W word.
Winners? We can't say winners?
Winners. That's the W word I meant. Winners, yes.
Winning, yes. You can't say winning.
So yeah, from 2 Italian guys who watched an old Italian film. That's what I love too. It's set in Germany, and they're all acting like a good chunk of these people are supposed to be German. But it's clearly an Italian film that was filmed in Italy.
Yeah.
And I'm like...
But that one building, the front of it, like the school or whatever, that looked like Indonesian style, like design.
Oh, where they filmed the ballet school.
Where the heck was that?
Oh, it was probably somewhere in Italy. It was probably a set. They're like, oh yeah, let's just go use the Indian street set and make out like it's some German dance school. It'll totally blend in.
Stood out like a sore thumb. It was red too.
Yeah, I know. And it had all those like engravings on the thing that made it look like it was an Indian palace. And I'm like, you guys actually had absolutely no budget for this movie.
No.
Let's use whatever's laying around.
Yep.
Not even do like a set dress on it, and let's just make a movie that we have about 20 minutes of plot for that we're going to film an hour and a half of. Classic Italians, I tell you.
So I feel like it's probably about time for closing remarks on this one.
Yeah, there's not much more to say. Other than we could spoil the ending plot.
Go check it out if you're interested, based on what we said.
You don't want to spoil the end of the movie?
I mean, we could just tell them to like click
We
away
could tell
now
them
if you don't want the ending of the movie.
We could just tell them now if they don't really want to waste their bloody time watching this movie.
That's true.
So at the end, after
And they
she
might
gets...
be inebriated and want to.
Yeah, that's true. So at the end, when she has all the knowledge, she goes back to the school.
Search the school.
Which all the students are miraculously away at a play. / we couldn't afford any day players or any extra actors on set this day. No. So they're all magically away.
Well, no, they sent them all away so they could kill her. That was the whole point, because when she walked into the one room, she must die, she must die.
But they didn't know she was going to come back. She could have went anywhere. That was just a lot of dumb luck.
Or, yeah, probably, but they still planned it.
Yeah, they did.
It worked out the way they wanted. Well,
well, no, it didn't.
Mostly. So then she goes into the one room, she sees down the hallway, they're like, she must die, whatever her character is. Or
I honestly can't even remember her
They
name.
referenced her somehow, and they were like, you're gonna die, you need to die. And she goes into this other room, and there's someone sleeping in a bed
I know.
who's snoring and has smoked 82 packs of cigarettes a day for the last 12 years. Because she's got this like wheeze, snore.
She's
growl.
a very old, decrepit old lady.
Very old and decrepit. And like almost looks like a ogre goblin thing when you actually see her. But she opens the curtain and she's gone, but she's hearing this disembodied voice, and then she figures out, because the person who's dead is now walking in the room trying to kill her, and she looks over and she sees like this silhouette, but not even a silhouette, like as if you were to draw around someone's body, but like with like a stream of energy just constantly circling around.
An energy silhouette.
Sure, we'll call it that. And she goes, oh, she's still there, she's just invisible. I can stab her with the peacock tail feather thing of the thing that got knocked down when I got scared and I picked up. I'm gonna stab her with that.
And they made sure to do a close-up focus on it when it fell over, because you knew it was going to be important later.
Yes. So she stabs her. Now you can see this decrepit old ogre-looking witch that's supposed to be at least 100 years old or something.
And I'm going to interrupt with this fun fact about the old witch. So the old witch was played by a 90-year-old former Lady of the Night the director found last minute.
Like Lady of the Night.
Lady of the Night, as in
had a job.
Had a job on the streets at night.
Yes.
Taking money for certain acts.
Certainly, I just want to confirm.
I just don't want to say the word just in case YouTube doesn't like it. But yeah.
That's what I
So
was thinking.
She was a 90-year-old former Lady of the Night he found last minute, and he figured, well, she used to take money to have stuff all over her face. So she's probably not going to complain about all the stupid makeup we have to put on her face for money.
Okay.
And that was the director's logic. Yep. That was the director's logic on that.
I mean, it worked out, I guess.
Yeah, it did. She was a very old crone, and it showed.
Yeah?
I don't know if she was actually 90, but on all the reports I read, they say she was 90. I don't know 100% know how accurate that is, because she looks old, but she doesn't quite look 90 to me.
Yeah.
But then again, she's like European, Italian, Romanian, possibly.
Yeah, so
they do age better usually, so I don't know.
I mean,
all right, finish your play.
Oh no, that was pretty much. She stabs her, she dies, and then I swear she melts. I could be wrong, but I swear she melts, and then
yeah, that was a little confusing. No, she dies somehow.
That group of people, well, she died because she got stabbed in the
I know, but I don't know if she actually melts or she disintegrates or disappears, or they just cut away and we can't remember.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So she walks out of the room, and that room of people who are just chanting her death. are now all suffering and dying?
Oh yes, because she has died, so they no longer have access to her power that she granted them. Because she was like the head witch, they were
Correct.
the lieutenants, and they drew from her power.
I understood that because Buddy explained it earlier,
Yeah.
but that doesn't explain why they'd be dying. They would just lose access to the power. They'd still be alive.
Yeah, this movie's not asking you to think too much. It's just go with the visual we're showing you and run with it.
And then, what, she walked out of the school? What did she do after that? I don't even remember.
She literally walked out of the school as the rest of the school burnt and fell down.
Oh, yes, right. And then we questioned, what about all the other people? And then you were like, oh, right, they're out at the concert. I'm like, oh, that's
What a
convenient.
convenient plot point. Nobody else is here to die. So we don't have to film any additional death scenes with any additional actors and pay them additional money we don't have.
So that's the whole film. Go check it out if you dare.
Yeah,
Like, share, comment, subscribe, tell your cousins.
If
tell
you're
your
an
brothers.
if you're an Argento fan, you're gonna enjoy it. If you're a fan of
I'm
actual
almost becoming an-
cinema, you're gonna say, "What's this sleazy piece of crap?"
I'm almost becoming a fan just to see what other stuff he's slung, shall we say.
I don't believe he's ever directed an adult film. If that's what you're getting at.
No, just didn't want to say the four-letter S word that involves defecating,
Oh,
and like meaning his movies
Yes.
are
crap.
yes.
You can say crap.
I
I'm pretty sure you can say crap.
So the crap he's slung, and I'm curious what other crap he's slung and called it a movie. So I'm kind of becoming a fan.
Well, we're
just
about to find
be
out.
interested.
We're eventually gonna watch opera. That's another one of
Like
those
Phantom
things.
of the Opera.
Let me just let you watch it first, and then we'll discuss that in the review.
Okay, can we also watch Phantom of the Opera?
Yeah, we can do that too.
Cool.
All right.
I love it.
Like, share, subscribe, comment, all
I
that jazz.
said that already.
Oh,
I
sorry.
told them to tell their brothers and their cousins.
And your mothers and your sisters and your aunts and uncles.
And
But forget your grandpas.
and
They
if you
don't.
wanna-
They're not worth it.
And if you want to check me out on other things, go check out It's Raining Games, where I do video game playthroughs. Please and thank you.
Yeah, you could use a couple more viewers.
Yeah, I really could. You have like 4 or 5 times the subscribers I got. Like,
Yeah,
just shows how interesting my content is.
it is very interesting.
It's pretty
Nah.
boring.
Now that
Just
being,
me playing video games. I mean, it's not really much, but hey.
yeah, we gotta get you some
If
good
you like
guest
my
stars.
voice, go check it out. Because you also get to see me. Ooh.
All right, boys and girls. I think we've assaulted your senses long enough. All right, sayonara.
Adios.